One of the things that I love about going into a metaphysical store or even going into a bookstore and browsing the metaphysical section, the occult section, the esoteric section is the freedom that I feel and that I have to allow myself to research and read the things that I have always had an affinity for. Okay? Even when I was deeply rooted in religion and in the church, my heart and my soul was calling for those things of the occult, of the craft, of magic, of the metaphysics. But religion said, no, stay away from, quote, that stuff, because that stuff is evil. That stuff being where my spiritual technology is rooted in, religion caused me to have fear of my own power, fear of myself. Okay? And so sometimes, even today, even in 2026, even though I've been away from religion for decades, okay, I will still have to chuckle to myself when I pick up a book about herbal magic or pick up a book about shamanism and I find myself flipping through the pages. I have to chuckle and laugh at myself because I can remember those times when that's what I wanted to do. Even after I left the church, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to explore metaphysics and the all things esoteric. But the fear that still rested in my nervous system, that still rested as a part of my identity, that still rested in my body, was screaming at me through a foghorn to stay away again from that stuff, because that is not godly, it is not biblical, which it actually is, but who cares? We don't need the Bible to confirm anything or validate anything, but that's a different video for another day. And so I would still have that fear playing out in my mind, in my identity, in my body, until I decided to not allow fear. I had to make a choice. Am I going to allow fear to stay in the seat, or am I going to rise, sit in my seat, and tell the fear what to do and where to go? Am I going to handle the fear, or am I going to keep allowing the fear to handle me? All right? And this is not about you getting rid of the fear. A lot of the women that I talk to, and my main audience is women, okay, Black women. And one of the things that I hear women say who have left religion, okay, whether it's recent or they've been away for years, it's always a question of, well, how do I get rid of the fear? And my answer is you don't. My answer is you do not focus on getting rid of religious fear. That is not the focus. The focus is on you allowing your soul, following your soul, going where your soul is calling you toward. What did you have an affinity toward? For example, was it candle magic? Was it herbal magic? Was it astrology? Is it cards? Is it tarot cards? Is it oracle cards? Is it shamanism? Is it a specific spiritual practice? Okay? Is it an African traditional spiritual practice? What have you always been drawn to or interested in? And you move toward that. and you tell the fear, okay, and you look at the fear objectively, and you look at it and say, okay, fear, my soul is calling me over here. I see you over here still talking, but we're going to move in this direction. So you're not getting rid of the fear. You are just handling it instead of the fear handling you. You don't want to use all your energy telling yourself, oh, I got to get rid of the fear first before I move in this direction. Or I have to get rid of the fear first before I start to gain more knowledge on this specific spiritual practice. And I'm just using spiritual practice as an example, okay? It could be anything that is beyond religion, all right? Because whether it's another spiritual practice or, any aspect of life, if it doesn't follow within the borders of any type of religion has programmed you to fear it, whatever it is. But I'm using spiritual practices because it's easy to illustrate what I'm saying, okay? So you don't want to use your divine rhythm, your life force energy to say, oh, I got to get rid of the fear, get rid of the fear. How do I get rid of the fear? No, you don't. You just learn how to handle it, all right? You push it out of its seat of authority in your life because it has none. And you decide as the magician in your life where to place fear. And you'll notice that when you start to handle fear in that way, rather than focusing on getting rid of it, the voice of fear gets quieter and quieter. It gets lower. It's not blasting you in your face anymore. It's not blasting you in your ear anymore. And before you know it, you don't hear fear talking anymore. You become more confident in your spiritual technology, whatever that looks like. So, I wanted to give you that tip today, and stay tuned for more.